Nice. Hello, everybody. Let's let the people come in. I'm gonna go and share the stream link right now to everybody.
Okay, so let's wait for a couple more people to
Okay.
join, and we'll let the community ask more questions today.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
We
Gonna
have
post
one
the
viewer right now.
Involio. Let's go. That's me probably. I'm sharing the link now to everyone. I guess if we spam tag Jay on Involio, he might join. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. I guess we can always have a chill stream. Um, I like. Are you showing them my share screen just in case?
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm showing them the screen. There's only 9 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. No. Don't worry. Like they'll join. They'll join.
Sorry, did you post about it?
I'm doing a post right now.
Okay.
Nice. Nice. Um, to anybody following the 20 to 500k journey we're doing live, is like the trade we took 2 streams ago is now officially blowing up finally. So this is how it looks right now. It's been a long wait of consolidation, but we finally started moving. So now I'm gonna move the stop to profit if anybody followed that. Look
Rubal.
how beautiful this looks.
Mars, how do I get the Discord link? Can you text it to me?
The Discord
Yeah,
link.
I'll
By the
send
way,
it to you.
Thank you.
everybody, if you want to join Involio's official Discord, it's involio.gg/Involio, the most straightforward link possible. And it's an actual it's like as you can see, we're talking right now on a broadcast stream here. So it's open to the public here. If anybody followed the XVG trade, our stop is in 0.0116335 now. So how are you doing, CY?
I'm hanging in there. Hold on, I'm just making this post really quick.
Of course, of course. Let's also wait for the people to come in.
I'm just gonna do a regular post for today just because next week we'll get the Discord like all set up. Just where it's like a better funnel and get a bunch of people in
Of
here.
course.
Make sure that when we do these, we get at least a couple hundred people in here.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. That should be good. So far, like people are already joining. Like it looks like we're already seeing a little bit of people.
So, do you watch soccer?
What did you say?
I said, do you watch soccer?
No, I've never been a sports guy. I played tennis when I was younger, but I just never got into anything else.
Oh,
Why?
Okay.
What's going on in the soccer world?
no, it's just the shitty app playing
What are
today.
your guys' thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts on the market? This that happened during this Christmas.
Christmas market.
Yeah.
Well, last week we talked about what we thought might happen. My personal guess was that just things would be kind of slow for Christmas. You know, just holidays. And most of America is kind of tied up. we got that little dump at least on some of the major pairs. I kind of feel like mostly up from here. I think in a perfect world, BTC just goes sideways. Alts haven't really had their day yet in this cycle. This cycle's
Yeah, it's
really
true.
different. I think we're at that point now where if BTC could just hover between 90 and 100K for the next, call it 4 or 6 weeks, I think that'll give some good room for alts. Alts are breathing this morning. Sol's up quite a bit. I know
Yeah,
a couple pairs.
Solana.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Solana doing like starting to recover. Like, yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about the really big fall it had
On BTC.
on Solana, especially?
Oh, I mean Solana was one of the biggest performers. Like I can't say I'm all that surprised. I mean, it wasn't too bad, like the run up to 265, back down to I guess 175 was a little scary.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not concerned about Solana though. Solana's one of my bigger positions long term.
Because like even about like 6 months ago, Solana was at the same price as it's today.
Oh,
Even though we're like look at Bitcoin, look at many other coins, look at Dogecoin.
well, yeah, I mean that's what I mean about like Souls of a different breed because of what they went through 2 years ago. And I remember looking at it around $10, thinking, is this it for Solana? And then all the alts had like I mean Solana was like a different level of performer. Like you look at ETH was at its high, what, I guess 5 6 months ago. And then has just been completely laggard. But Sol I feel like has performed better than I expected.
So, Cyrus, did you post about it?
Yeah, I did.
We only
I
had
didn't
12
at
people.
all. Yeah, I don't know why my notifications. Sometimes they go out, sometimes they don't. I think next week when we funnel people into the Discord, it'll just be easier.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like when Trump gets inaugurated, will Bitcoin go up? Like the day Trump got elected?
I think so. Yeah. I've said it a few times on these pods. Like, I really thought Trump was like brigading crypto as a means for votes. I don't think he is. Like, I think across the board, I mean, not just crypto, but just innovation in general has been kind of smited by the left over this past 4 years. I guess longer if you think about it. I've listened to Mark Andreessen and a lot of others talk about it. A lot of guys who were hard Democrats up until this election. I think with Trump kicking out Gary Gensler day one, I mean, that's gonna be the best day of the year. I think that sure. It's tough because like obviously, I think a lot of people got really excited about Trump winning and like a lot of his inauguration is probably priced in already, at least on like BTC and top pairs, but we'll see.
The only reason I gave vote to Trump was because of crypto
Hmm.
and like a little bit other
Yeah,
stuff. He said he'll finish wars. I doubt that though.
yeah, like he is one of the most unpredictable, I guess,
Yeah.
people in politics, but he's also one of the most powerful. That's the thing about him, which is always a good and a bad thing. Mostly a bad thing in general for people to have a lot of power, but um, let's just hope he uses that for good and not for bad.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
on.
Uh, we already had him once. Like, he's a crazy guy. I'm not really a politics guy. I care about charts and whatever else, but I mean, markets moved under Trump. In his last presidential season. So I'm confident. I think at least like across the board, markets will do well.
He's
I know a lot of people are so worried Trump's gonna hit that red button. I don't think he will.
he's a businessman. He
Hmm.
does everything for money.
Exactly. And I think the most interesting
Yes.
thing about this whole process is watching who he brings on. I mean, like we've never had ever in all of history. Never had someone like Elon Musk or these other guys just bringing into the cabinet. I think the United States is a business, right? Like I think capitalism, like if your country revolves around capitalism, you're a business. So I think we lost sight of that over the past like decade plus, if not a little bit longer. And I'm curious to see like what these guys coming in, if there is going to be a real change, what it looks like. But we'll see, playing it year by year.
What do you
Yeah,
think about Jerome Powell saying that like Bitcoin cannot go into the U.S. reserves?
Um, I mean that one like kind of obvious. It's a different asset class. I know a lot of people took that in a bad light, but I felt like it was pretty expected.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I'm also not a Bitcoin maxi. Like, I've never believed that BTC would actually function as a government entity or asset.
yeah, because
yeah,
Bitcoin blockchain fees are the highest, right? Like around $8.
Wait, say it again?
Like Bitcoin blockchain fees are the highest, right?
Yeah, by a landslide. I mean, there's so
yeah.
many.
It's the first, I guess. It is the first, which we can give him that. But it's not the most efficient by far.
I think crypto will lead the revolution for on-chain data, which is a scary conversation, right? Like, it's like, Bitcoin was created as the people's asset. No government wants that, right? Like if you're controlling a mass group of people, the last thing you'd want them to have is an anonymous finance source, right? And I've always felt like if anything, governments would roll out CBDCs. We saw in I think 2019 or 2018, China did their CBDC or the pilot of their CBDC. And I think like immutable data is extremely valuable, but it is scary when it gets into the government's hands of I mean, I guess we're already tracked at every single point possible, but it's just a kind of further of that. So I would imagine governments rolling out their own crypto related assets.
It's like people expected Trump to bring Bitcoin to the reserves. Maybe that was one of the like biggest things because of it. Bitcoin went up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Sailor is doing a really good job of pumping BTC. Like, it's like this is the first cycle where Bitcoin specifically has been uh, drawn about with salesmanship. I mean, you got Larry Fink selling his ETFs as hard as he could possibly sell them, and now you've got Saylor going on the biggest run humanly possible and taking this just like aggressively, like as levered he could possibly be into BTC. And if you listen to him talk about, these funds at MicroStrategy, um, it would be really hard to say no to Saylor if you were looking at investing with him. He takes 100% of the risk, and it's this. I've never seen anything like it where I do attribute a lot of the market move to Fink and Saylor.
Jim Cramer also said Bitcoin deserves a place in your portfolio.
Oh man, I mean, I'll give you guys a little story. So I've always kind of been a Bitcoin hater. Like I got in early 2016. Um, I was a young kid, and I didn't I had understood BTC from a different standpoint outside of investing. Like just I knew people who used it for nefarious reasons, and I've read all the stories, yada yada yada. So I was always kind of like against BTC, and I always felt like there was more upside in the alternative market, right?
Hmm.
And 2 cycles in a row, I outperformed BTC and like the general market by like a huge number, like not even comparable. And this is the first cycle. This is also the first cycle where I've had size. Like going into last cycle, I had decent size, but not what I have now.
Hmm.
And so I have all these screenshots from 2022 that shows my Bitcoin, I mean, my portfolio balance in USD compared as well to Bitcoin value, even though there wasn't really any BTC in there, just showing the value prompt of it. And I've really struggled to outperform Bitcoin this cycle. And I think it's just like these different catalysts like Fink and Sailor. Like I didn't expect them to come into it this cycle. Um, so I've always kind of felt like, oh, you can outperform BTC pretty easily. But this cycle's been really different. I feel like the only way you really could have is get lucky with a couple early stage investments. And there were really only a couple, like Mantra, I think was one of the biggest performers. And then meme
Mm.
coins. Meme coins are, just difficult. Like it's just a difficult market to kind of stand in.
The most amount
So
of money I made this cycle was with Doge. Up until
yeah,
now.
like Doge and they're great performers. And I've always kind of said like don't keep, it's not really all that much of a reason to hold on to BTC. I feel like I've been wrong on that. I have a couple friends who run VC groups and have always advised, their companies, keep 10% of your holdings in Bitcoin. I wish we did that, you know.
Yeah.
My view's kind of changing now.
People are saying Bitcoin is the safest investment in crypto. What do you think about that?
I would agree with that. Yeah. Um, it's a tough one where like part of the reason I've never really been a Bitcoin maxi is the obvious of who the hell is Satoshi Nakamoto, right? And
Mm.
I think that's been like the biggest, scariest question. Like, what is the U.S. government going to do with their Silk Road funds? And I've had a few people argue that just Bitcoin is too big to fail at this point. That the U.S. government understands how much of an impact selling that BTC would cause. I think especially under Trump, like if anything, they'd probably OTC it out. Toshi Nakamoto, while it's an interesting one, like I mean, I could talk about that for days, but I think
Mm.
I think him not being around kind of is the reason BTC is the safest. I don't think he's coming back. So I agree. I think BTC is the safest. It's if I were to think of crypto and had to put one asset behind it, it's obviously BTC.
Because like
Yeah.
yeah.
I have to ask you a question. Like it's a really it's like a really overused question, But the thing is, if right now you had to take one last trade for your entire life, what would you take basically? If that would basically mean life or death, and you have to take a trade.
Like if I were to put all of my money into one position and just let it sit, you mean?
Yes, exactly. Like that's the last trade you ever will take, and if you want, if it fails, you die. If it succeeds, you win.
Well, that's an interesting view on it. Like, you go back 2 years, there were articles. There was a Times article that said Michael Saylor bought BTC and lost. No, he did not. And so it's like the long term of everything. And the only thing I think you can really put like a 10-year plus bet on is Bitcoin at this point. Like, I think a lot of
Hmm.
people are losing faith in Vitalik. Solana's a great ecosystem for memes, but outside of that, like, it's pretty lackluster. I'm a little jaded when it comes to Solana just because I've been paying attention to them since they launched. But I'd have to go with BTC, just if we're talking about like a 10-year outlook. It's definitely not my favorite position all in all, but I bet my life on BTC at this point. So
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good answer. I want to talk more about the inauguration, like about like the possible impact, because I from the start had this theory, like that the moment Trump will get in office, market will crash, and nobody would see that coming, and basically, like it's a buy. I thought it was a buy the rumors, sell the news situation. You know,
mhm.
like
We
that
can
was my view on it.
now we can
I
only
think
say that
Like
if
I wanted
Mhm.
I wanted to discuss that more because the inauguration is coming really soon.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a play by ear situation. I think usually, like when you're buy the rumor, sell the news, it's for relatively small news. Like I think you'd look at like Coinbase listings, right? Like if you look at what happens on most like large exchange listings, it tends to have a run up prior to the listing, and then maybe like one final blow off, and then back to normality. I think this is different. Like, I think we're going into. I mean, being in this market for almost 8 years, like we always joked about like the paradigm shift of like when crypto really becomes its own asset class, which it hasn't yet. So I believe now's the time. And normally I'd agree and just say, yeah, like I think the inauguration will kind of be a blow off, but I'm curious to see how how he actually follows his promise on this. And if he does, I really don't think it'll be a blow off point. But I do think a lot of it's priced in. I'm like, I think most traders are probably thinking the same thing you're thinking. So
Hmm. So it is like a question because like you said you think Bitcoin will pump on the day that like the Trump gets into office and like you said like could you like for the more undereducated folks like including me by the way which I know only a little bit about like you mentioned about who is gonna fire and they can't even remember the name, so I would love if you could tell us more about that because I'm sure I'm not the only one.
wait, will you ask it again?
Like you mentioned about like I can't even remember the name. I feel really ashamed of myself, but who was it that he wanted to fire on day one and why would it impact the
Gary
market?
Gensler. Gary Gensler,
Yes.
head of the SEC, and the bear market's face. Gary Gensler, I think, is very, 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 very poorly run the SEC. And Trump said he'd remove him day one. So we'll see if he really does. I think he will.
Mm. So, yeah, like like what did he do exactly? Like I'm asking like not only for myself but also for a lot of people that like came after like important news regarding this person. Like, why would it be good that they remove him for
The,
crypto?
the SEC in general over this past 4 6 years has just had like a very, very, very intense scrutiny on crypto. Um, I think they've kind of been just trying to push crypto out of the United States in general. They've completely failed at that. They've done a really poor job at getting the bad guys and leaving the good guys alone. There's been a lot of just it's hard for me to put off like one situation where Gary just completely screwed the market, but there's been a list of them. Like he's just been
Hmm.
anti-crypto for a very long time without like a real
Oh,
good
I get it.
reason. And they've changed their stance. It's just been a mess over there. Like there hasn't been one like white line of this is how we feel about crypto. It's changed pretty much every year, and I hope to see that not be the case anymore.
Hmm. I get it. Yeah. Thank you. Like I asked. Like I'm a bit like yeah, news related undereducated on the whole like market. You know, like so I think that's another important like aspect. And talking of news, the like I saw like a good prediction of the dump that happened on Solana, totally news wise, which is what happened with the pump.fun right here. If you see this share screen, like at this exact point.
Mhm.
Have you heard about like the story? What like you know everybody started making meme coins basically, and then the TikTok kids basically came and said, "Hey, you know I'm gonna do a school shooting if you're not gonna buy my coin."
What?
Oh, I mean, I think that revolves mostly around like the Pump Fun live streams. I don't know if you guys kept up with those at all, but yeah,
could you tell us more?
yeah. I mean, Pump Fun is kind of like the epicenter of memes, or I mean, not even kind of. It is. It is entirely the epicenter of memes, and it's a. I think it's an overall really bad thing for the market in general. Pump Fun. Well, I'll let you guys guess. How much do you guys think Pump Fun made this year in
100
fees?
mils?
More.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
375.
Damn.
Damn!
This
Oh my god!
in fees alone. And they're they don't have VCs, so they're just going that's lining someone's personal pockets. Anyway, And I think, you look at Pump Fund as like a business model, like their whole goal is to get more people to do tokens, and they launched a live feature. So essentially, like you could launch your token and you could go live around it. And at first, it was kind of fun and funny, and memes are a dark space, but it's laughable. And there was that kid Quant who was, I think, 14 years old and rugged a token live, and that kind of started it. And then there were people going on there saying they were gonna hang themselves if their token didn't make it off
Holy
Pump
shit.
and so on and so forth. If I'm being honest, though, I think the meme market really loved it. I don't really think that affected Solana at all. If anything,
Mm.
I think they broke their record of most launches in a day after launching live. I think it was mostly good for Solana, but bad for the general market.
Yeah, it's not improving the overall name of crypto.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like,
something we talk about a lot, like with just Involio in general. Like, I know a lot. I get tagged in comments all day, every day, and a lot of those comments are, "Hey, we need more memes. We need more attention on memes, so on and so forth." And it's not that I hate memes. I just need to make sure we do it in a consumer friendly way where it's like what I fear about Solana and Moonshot and all these other products that have this kind of shiny object syndrome to all the users seeing it. You see someone post on TikTok or Instagram, hey, I turned 50 into $500,000 on this meme coin. This is the next big thing. We're going to find the next big thing. I think most people come into it, they think it's easy. They don't understand the politics behind all these tokens, and
yeah.
ultimately get rugged and just leave the space. I mean, if my first experience getting into crypto was going on Moonshot, buying something and then watching it go to zero 10 minutes later, I probably wouldn't pay
So
attention to crypto anymore.
yeah.
And so, memes, whatever, we'll pay attention to it. And we're, with the launch of live trading, like we'll separatize everything and have a kind of degen mode, um, and just keep a kind of close eye on safety and kind of helping people go down this funnel. Like I think the average user journey is you get in, you buy Bitcoin, any spot position. You learn about leverage. You start playing with low leverage. You move that bar up a little bit, increase your risk appetite, and then you hear about meme coins, and then that's kind of the epitome of risk in crypto. And I think people then get into that, and I think that's a safe user journey. Like I think if you understand the general aspects of this market and then get into meme coins, I think you'll have a decent chance of winning. I just fear people getting into
Mm.
this space for meme coins. And that's my view on it.
Okay, yeah. Like
Me
you told me like a really smart saying about meme coins, like that if you're gonna lose $2 million, at least lose them on something that makes you laugh.
Maybe not. I said 20 grand, not $2 million.
Okay, yeah, I did not remember that, but still,
Oh yeah, I
20
mean,
grand, 2 million, same thing, you know?
oh
I'm affected. Like I bought some UFD recently. Like it was a funny coin and made me laugh. I saw all the memes about people saying generational wealth from unicorn fart dust. It's funny. I can't help but laugh at
It's really
it.
funny.
If a meme makes me laugh and I think it's genuinely funny, I think other people will find it genuinely funny and it'll have a good lifespan. So I'm not against memes. I just think they have a bad churn rate for the market. I think it stops growth overall.
Mm. Do you think there will be an end to this era of meme coins?
No, I think meme coins are going to continue to grow. I think I'm not saying this in a bad way, but dumb money tends to win, and it's like dumb money's kind of just like the reference to retail money. And
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
the bulk of my success has been finding tech stack projects before other people find them. Finding good teams, finding projects that will overall be interesting for the ecosystem. So like Solana, Kusama, get these different tokens. And this is the first cycle where tech coins are very just like no one cares. I got burned on a couple recently, like Morpheus. Very, very one of the best AI projects available, but they're not really doing marketing. It's kind of difficult to understand. So they lost. And it's like meme coins. uh, there's instead of having to spend all their time focusing on their tech stack, they just spend their time marketing, and it's easier to understand. Like as someone getting into this space, like it's more fun. And I think we're seeing like a lot of gamers come into crypto right now, and it's like as a
Yeah.
gamer, you'd probably rather play in the meme coin side of things than anything else, and I think that's just going to keep growing.
Hmm.
I just think it'll change. I think Pump Fun will get shut down. I think a lot of these platforms will get shut down. And, we'll see. Maybe Trump's overly lenient. We'll find out. But no, I don't see it ending anytime soon. Memes have been around 2013.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Wow. So I like what you're saying. Yeah.
I think like for
The
V-Bucks should be made into meme coins.
Wait, say it again.
V-Bucks, you know Fortnite V-Bucks?
Meme bot?
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks, the Fortnite. Did they make a coin named V-Bucks? I'm really
I
Oh,
think
curious
they
now.
should.
yeah, I totally should.
They really should. That's like if somebody here like if somebody here got that idea and now is a millionaire, like thank us. But yeah, like it's gonna be really funny. And the funnier thing would be if actually Fortnite started like the actual V-Bucks would become a crypto. The interesting. I've heard that companies right now are trying to shift the money from AI and gaming to memes, which is like interesting in general.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Like,
had a lot of good conversations about memes over the past couple months. The biggest being that like memes have the well, pretty much 100% mind share right now. Like they don't have the market share, but I think if honestly, like if I think of crypto right now, my thought immediately goes to meme coins. Like I think they've calculated the market. Um, I think it's just going to keep growing. And last cycle, I thought NFTs were jokes. I still think most are jokes. And there's obviously Pudgy
yeah,
Penguins, which is killer, and I think,
yeah, Pudgy Penguins.
I
but we
think
saw
all
a lot
NFTs
of
are jokes.
not Pudgy Penguins, but all the other ones. Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Um,
one that you like, I mean, that can't determine the entire market though.
no, but I'm making a point. So it's last cycle NFTs became really popular. And I think that was like if you thought about kind of the biggest tone of last cycle, I would have said NFTs. I think this cycle it's meme coins. What we saw last cycle was a lot of, and I saw this firsthand. I had meetings with the owner of one hotel, the owner of the Club 11, Lay's Chips, Frito Lay, Coca-Cola, a bunch of like really, the Andy Warhol Foundation, like the largest names in the world, all showed very clear interest of wanting to get into NFTs, and they wanted their company to have a play in NFTs. Coca-Cola did, or Pepsi did their NFT. I don't even know what happened to it, but a lot of these companies moved into it, and I think we'll probably see the same thing with memes. Like, I'm not really sure if it would be a good idea for a lot of these companies to do meme coins, but I bet that happens towards the end of the cycle, like the frenzy of these, uh, T1 companies in America trying to jump on this wave. And I think that'll be really interesting.
Right
It
now,
probably
though,
will be very interesting.
how's the progress going for live trading?
Oh, it's getting there. My main focus is UI UX. Trying to we kind of just finalized it. I should be posting screen shares. I'm gonna post like some options and let you guys kind of decide color schemes and what else on
Hmm,
live
nice.
but I think we finally finalized the UI, at least for the main pages, and are now just expanding throughout that. Um, and then user experience, like we're gonna have to do like a month of testing. You guys will all be invited as testers if you want to. Um, Hoping
I,
for end of January, early Feb. But yeah, I mean everything's great. We're just getting more partners on it right now and just trying to make sure that we have the infrastructure to handle the users we're expecting. So I'm I'm extremely excited. Oh, I have an update too. We
Hmm.
will be supporting U.S. users. I know we talked about that briefly last month or
Yeah.
last week. Um, it's kind of in our ballpark to like how much risk we want to take, and we've decided we do want to take on some of the risk, especially with this new government. So we will fully allow U.S. users. The only difference will be they'll be pretty heavily limited on leverage. So we're going to cap it at 4x leverage for U.S. users, and then 20x for globally. But very excited
Nice.
about that. We have a really great advisor, Hermine Wong. She built Coinbase's policy team. She was at the SEC for 6.5 years, and she pretty much told us, if there's ever been a time in financial history to uh, dive into risk, now would be the time. So we're doing it.
If we add like a certain pair has 500x leverage, that would like make the entire market crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
cap at 20x for now. Down the line, at least with degen mode, we may offer 100x leverage, but I think anything past 20, I think even 20 is kind
I
of.
wanted to share. I wanted to ask you something, CY, but in general, leverage related. Like we're talking about leverage as if basically going minus 100% is liquidation, right?
Mhm.
But basically like right as of now I checked the data and apparently like most of the people using Binance are using cross instead of isolated,
Yeah. So we're
which really surprised me. And like I get it why like Involio is also using cross, because like you can do both cross and isolated in cross but cannot do cross and isolated. But the thing is, I think the moment you're using cross margin, leverage nearly has nothing, basically. Like it's basically just, if you think about it, I can do 100% of my account with 10x, or 10% of my account on 100x. You
right.
know?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a long conversation, but I've always been isolated for margin. I've always felt like you're adding kind of unneeded risk with cross margin. We're building with orderly network, which kind of limits us on capabilities for that specifically. So we'll be doing cross margin in the beginning, and then just adding isolated down the line. I think what we'll see
Mm.
across the board is people making, like multiple wallet accounts, and instead of 10% on one account, you just have you put $100 into one account, you max leverage that, or whatever users want to do. But we will start off with cross. I mean, I think it's on us to just like kind of explain to people the risks of cross isolation and just margin in general.
Yeah.
I had a really sad story. One of my best friends, who's been in the space just as long as me, he took a really big loss because of cross margin recently.
Cross
So it's just
margins,
yeah,
cross
like
margins
he
meant for you to lose.
yeah, unfortunately, and
I look at it more of a tool. Like I found cross margin to be some sort of a really really nice tool, basically, because this way like I can go into, for example, if I see a large move forming on like I'm working with really low time frames, you know me, but if I'm seeing a really large move, like even on a higher time frame, potentially happening on Bitcoin, and I know like everybody follows Bitcoin right now. It's not like a gray area of who follows and who isn't following. But the thing is, like what I do is a lot of the times use cross margin to use a lot of leverage with really really tiny margin, so I can basically enter a lot of shorts.
Mhm.
Like I short this, I short this, I short this, I short this, I short. Basically, with everything, like I know exactly how much I'm risking per trade, right? But the thing is, that's the beauty of cross margin, because this way I can basically like put a little bit of my portfolio in every single trade, knowing it might go a bit. As long as I'm using a stop loss, it's fine. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I'm looking at it more of a tool to in order to allow myself to get into more trades or to get into, like, it's always better to be in two really good trades than in 10 which some are losses and some are mid.
Mhm.
But the thing is, like, I really do think a cross margin is meant to be used the way I use it. Like basically, it's basically like a trick for you to be able to enter either more trades or basically risk a certain amount in a bit of a higher leverage, stuff like that.
But so
Yeah,
I won't never recommend like doing cross margin that way. Because like if you're doing cross margin, just make sure you're in profit in all trades, and you want to like open a new trade if you don't have money, and that
I,
actually really fucks you up.
I agree with
Mm.
Domo on this one. Like, I think you either love or hate cross, right? I've always been mostly or entirely isolated trading myself. But I think you can use cross in a kind of isolated way if you choose to. And I think that's what we're kind of prompting users to do. I think the real risk with cross is having, like Tsushima said, like 10 plus positions. Maybe two of those are very, very high risk and the rest aren't. What happened with my friend, he's a good leverage trader. He's taken some losses, but nothing crazy. And do the around the holidays, he completely forgot that he had two very small, aggressively high risk positions open with maybe like 5-10% of the portfolio. And due to the
Oh,
holidays, wasn't checking, wasn't, just completely forgot about them. And those two minor positions wiped his entire account.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my point.
wow, yeah.
yeah, and like that's where I think the risk comes in. And it's like I think if with cross, like you just kind of have to treat it like it's isolated. Like instead of opening a 10% position on cross, have multiple accounts and do 100% in each one, and just consider that like your trade. Like if you have $1,000,
Yeah.
open a sub account with $50, and that's your trade balance for that one. I think we'll just be pushing users to do that. I think in a perfect world, we'd be able to offer both at launch, but the reason we're building with Orderly is just safety and speed. Like we could opt to build our own decks entirely and be custodial and control funds and private keys, whatever else. And it's just a risk we're not willing to take on yet. Like if someone hacked our system and screwed our users, I mean, that'd be the end of the world for us. So working with Orderly, like everything, they've never had any exploits, nothing bad has ever happened to them. They're incubated by Kronos, which is one of the leading market makers. They control 1 to 3% of volume on a daily basis. So we feel really, really, really confident working with them, and we're unfortunately just slightly limited. So we'll start off with just cross, and then hopefully 2-3 weeks, maybe a little longer than that after, open up isolated as well.
Yeah. Nice.
I want to hear from you
It,
guys. I got questions. How's everyone's trading
oh,
been?
Me, I only have two swings right now open. I'm not trading for a few like for the last 1 week.
What are you trading right now?
Bitcoin and Doge are both open in like 1 day before Trump got elected.
Nice. Yeah, I think those are pretty safe.
Yeah. Right now, I
I
wanted to long Bitcoin yesterday. It would have been great if I did long it again, like a short-term
I
trade. But
have been
I'm,
forcing myself to sorry, Leo, I cut you off. Do you want to finish what you were saying? Sorry.
I said I just opened like an XRP yesterday as well, though. I forgot about it.
Oh,
Yeah, there was some
that's a
news
good
like
idea, I think.
Japan is gonna do something like go all in, so I just opened it. It's up like
God,
23% right now on Involio.
I'm a
Hmm.
big XRP hater.
Me too. But I just opened it. Like you had to
The
take
thing about
profits when they
XRP
come.
is like, you know what they say? The most hated tokens during bear market is the most performing, the best performing tokens during bull market.
Fair enough.
So like I also hate XRP. Like I couldn't stand trading it like during like like this era on Bitcoin. If you're watching my stream, look, like I couldn't stand trading XRP during this era of Bitcoin, which I joined around here, like around this area, and basically this has been my experience of crypto. This whole thing, like this is the what built me to think about crypto. This area, this dirty area. So and XRP, if I'm gonna pull off this chart, you're gonna see what happened there is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, no, the hated projects do run. I haven't really thought about it like that, but Pudgy Penguins was, I think, one of the best bear purchases you could have made. MicroStrategy stock was one of the best bear purchases you could have made, and those were two. Like a lot of people were telling Luca and the whole Pudgy team, "You guys aren't going to do it," whatever, whatever. No one really believed in them except for a few VCs and their holders, but. Same thing with MicroStrategy. I think a lot of people thought Michael Saylor was done for. There was a lot of press being run around. Michael Saylor's done for, and those were two of the best performers. Like I think the best, honestly, I think the best purchase you could have made in the bear market was a Pudgy Penguin. That has been the best return I've had this whole cycle.
I like how long have this been like able have you been able to pre-sale Pudgy?
Oh
I waited for the listing, I waited for the Binance listing, but I did not even know I could even buy it before that.
no, I'm talking about the NFTs themselves.
You could, if you could,
Oh,
you've
the
had the
NFTs.
NFTs,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I don't mean just in like how much the Pudgy Penguins have gone up. Like they've gone up a very significant amount since 2022, but it's really riding the airdrops. Like at peak, each Pudgy got around 80,000 in tokens. There's
Wow.
been maybe I want to say like 12 other airdrops leading up to this, and it's not the last one. Like if you hold a Pudgy Penguin, you're gonna get a huge abstract airdrop as well. And they're
Wow.
gonna keep doing it. So I think I mean, it was a crazy situation. I'm very upset I didn't buy more of them and I didn't buy the IP with Luca. But what can you do?
Yeah, I get it. I wanted to say earlier that I basically forced myself. Like I have two separate accounts right now. Like one where I forced myself to always have some sort of a long term position open in, and the other one to never go to sleep with an open position, which is like a big experiment for me because I always had this thinking of, okay, I'm gonna hold this maybe a bit longer, maybe, and then it lost, So basically, like during Christmas, I took the time to basically make some actual like try and find some good opportunities long term. And I found XVG, by the way, which right now has been doing really really well, as you can see. Like this right here, like we bought this here basically, and right now we're up, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, like I bought this on 3x leverage, and now I'm up 150%. So like it was a really really big thing for me, like to basically try and have nothing on one account. And I can certainly say that I've been profitable this Christmas. Like I did not trade much since market really confused me a lot, but from what I did trade, I feel like I did really really good. So I'm happy with that.
I love it. Verge is an interesting one. Anytime someone asks me, like, this is a fun thesis I've been just thinking on recently, is there were a lot of coins, including Verge, that were really popular on TikTok last cycle. So Verge, RSR, HBAR, Axie Infinity, a couple others. And Axie's a larger position of mine. And I think a lot of people who you know, played around last cycle and maybe missed out last cycle are gonna start buying those coins that were popular last cycle. I think those charts are really easy to understand. Like it's like if you look at Verge, let's look at this really quick.
Let
All of
me.
those
I pulled it up. I pulled it up here.
so Verge, I mean, if you just look at the I guess it's hard to see last cycle. The Verge before I guess it wasn't listed at the time of that chart, but Verge had a huge run last cycle and was really popular last cycle. Trying to find a chart. Yeah, so their high was 0,113. And they're at 0,015.
Oh yeah, now I see. Now I see it. Yeah, here.
The even farther.
Oh
That
wow, whoa, 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 whoa! What the fuck?
and I think it's like, I said earlier, like dumb money wins very frequently in crypto. And it's like these charts like Verge, H bar, RSR, Axie Infinity, like you look at all of them. As a consumer, it's really easy to say, okay, it's at this price right now. Last cycle, it was, oh my God, that's a 1,200% move. And I think a lot of those coins will have their day again this cycle, just from people from last cycle who missed out or bought and whatever else. So I think all those coins are interesting.
Hmm. It is interesting. However, like like this is I like there's always this fear of this just being like a decrease. Like forever. The next move is to be tinier and then tinier and then like
Hmm.
like if you're talking chart wise, like there's always this like there are great examples of this this scenario. Where we have this huge pump here, second a really small pump here, and then over here you might expect only this, and then you know it's basically worth nothing again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, a lot of those dead
We'll see.
coins do moves. Like if you pull up the H bar chart, H bar already is kind of leading the wave on that. I
Let's
think.
see
I haven't looked.
with all time history here. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like if
Oh yeah.
prior to this like huge pump, it looked like a dead chart, right? And I think a lot of people like those dead charts just because it's really easy to say if it went there once, it could probably go there again. At least on like a
Yeah.
consumer mindset.
We still have a long way to go on H bar. I think it's gonna like right now is the moment to place your bets if it's gonna go higher or lower like this cycle. And I think like since it's pretty fresh and already got this really good initial move, I think we might go higher than the previous like high.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not personally holding any H4 just because I missed the move over this past couple
Yeah.
months. I do have a lot of Axie Infinity. Probably gonna pick up a couple other of those dead tokens and just see kind of what happens. I think Axie does really well. Vice did a documentary recently on Axie Infinity changing lives in third world countries, which was really surprising. So
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the thing is, Axie has a lot of potential in general. It's also like a gaming token, and as you said, a lot of people are getting like a lot of gamers are getting into crypto
Hmm.
right now, and that's a good goddamn excuse if you ask me. Like, it's reached 160 before. Right now, it's at $6.
Right.
So like it's either like a dead coin or something that still hasn't done nearly anything to its potential.
I don't honestly see Axe going back to 160. I could see 40 to 60 as being a good price target, but another playing it by ear
Yeah.
thing. One thing, this is kind of off topic, but something kind of lesson I reminded myself of recently. So, conviction is a difficult thing, right? And it's like if I've ever had to give one piece of advice on how to get rich in crypto, it's have conviction. Like my biggest
Yeah.
mistake were not having enough conviction on tokens like Solana or KSM, and eventually, like holding for a year plus and getting to the point where you're questioning that conviction, like in 2018, a friend of mine was holding onto Matic Polygon for 2 years. Like hadn't done anything. He was just,
Wow.
this is a dead coin. I want to dump it. I'm sick of holding it. Whatever, whatever. Maybe 5, 6 months after he sold it, Matic went on one of the craziest runs you could possibly imagine. And I had a reminder recently
Yeah.
of I have a really large position in Pyth. No one's talking about Pyth right now. And I kind of the other day was thinking, man, fucking pipe. Maybe I should cut this position. I mean, I'm just sitting on this bag. I got a ton of cash in it. Other things are outperforming it, and I kind of had this reminder of Ian. Anytime you start to question your holdings, as long as you've done proper due diligence and you really have to research these tokens and make sure you're in the right positions, whatever, whatever. But if you have done that and you start to question your holdings, I think that's when you buy more. So,
Hmm.
I started,
Yes.
yeah, I started to question a couple of my holdings, and I did that last cycle. I sold positions early because I started to question them, and then they go on these tremendous runs. And so I'm not doing that this cycle and sticking to my gut. And I think if you can kind of do things like that, helps a lot.
Yeah, Pi's chart, like daily chart, looks absolutely phenomenal right now. Actually, like this looks like a great, like a higher low double bottom right here, some sort of that. Like it looks like it might possibly make a higher high from here. Like this looks really good.
We'll see if anyone
Also got
cares about.
rejected by this demand zone.
Yeah, we'll
So
see.
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see if anyone cares about tech projects anymore. The whole thesis is they have better tech than Chainlink, but Chainlink has the Link Marines, the strongest holder
Yeah.
base other than XRP and ADA. So
Mm. Yeah, that's a great. I have absolutely no idea about like tech narrative right now. Like people are really looking for new things. The AI, the like gaming, and stuff like, and even meme coins. Like everything is going like to these like narratives right now. Like all the hype is going there at the moment. Like even the industrial hype is going there.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So like
I've always been kind of anti AI, at least in crypto. Like, I spent a lot of time developing trading systems, and during that, I mean, AI was kind of just like a joke. Like, unless you were, at 60 plus engineers tweaking out this AI, it just wouldn't work. I think we talked about this briefly on one of the last pods. Is like, crypto's an unlearnable market. So
yeah.
I feel like crypto AI shouldn't really mix together. But I mean, this cycle, everyone loves it. So,
Mm. Yeah, like Tao, for example. Tao is a great example when talking about these. Because Tao, like I like is Tao the biggest AI coin right now?
Tau,
Tao,
um,
TAO,
I would say so.
Bitten Center.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it definitely got the best market makers out of any AI project. So
Yeah. Like it's how I used like I have like this some sort of like when I'm looking at coin market cap like at least when I started like going like into coin market cap, and basically I saw some coins, and like I saw Turbo, right. I think like Turbo, something about Turbo like just made me fall in love with the coin in general. Like the moment I saw Turbo, like I didn't even know anything about trading back then. Literally nothing about charts, about like anything. But I did know about like I did just like when I was bored, I went on Coin Market Cap and like just search coins, right? And basically whenever I saw Turbo, like I saw it community based. I saw like I saw the community. I went on X and saw the community, and I saw and I like I don't know what it is about this, but my gut was screaming at me like I really love this coin, you know. So I think that's the first and one of the few times where a specific coin like just like got me to really really love it as a coin, like just like I had my love for that coin. And like love is a feeling, love is an emotion, of course, but the thing is like when you say you're believing in a project, it has to be something you love, right?
yeah,
So yeah, like I would like But I had something about the same thing with Tao. Like where I like looking at these types where I'm researching coins more of a community based analysis, because whenever I see like a really active community for some coin, like the Shiba army right now is really weak compared to what it was. Really
Mhm.
weak.
Right.
And like, that alone, I do not think Shiva will die. Like I do believe in Shiva in general. But the thing is, the Shiba army right now is not as strong as it was, which is kind of a red flag to me when I'm thinking of investing in Shiba.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking at meme coins, community's everything. I think that's why Pudgy Penguins like what that's why I have so much. I mean, I have a huge, probably I mean, not even probably the biggest position I've taken this whole cycle is in the Penguin coin right now, and it's really just because I have so much faith in that community. Like I've just never seen that level of community support. Like there's other NFTs that have it. Like I think the Retardio guys have really good the community support as well, but I think that's kind of it. I know Azuki kind of used to and doesn't really anymore. And in terms of meme coins, like that's why I bought UFD. It just seemed like it had a strong enough community. I think that's really all you're looking at when it comes to memes, other than the politics behind it of snipers and holders and
Yeah,
so
of
on and so forth.
course.
But
Like I had this new hobby where I go on Instagram Reels and I'm scrolling and I'm looking at memes, and then I'm asking myself, does this meme has a coin? And then I go and then I look at the community, and then I say, okay, it's not gonna go far. Or maybe wait, this looks really like that's what happened to me with the chill guy actually. Like whenever chill guy was like, like the meme started going everywhere, and then I said, okay, does this have a meme coin? And then I saw like a meme coin, so I said, wow, this is a really good meme. And then I looked at the community, and people went crazy on X. Like people went absolutely crazy about this coin. So I said, okay, like why not buy it? And as you know, chill guy performed really well. And like the thing is, I think it's the biggest thing about meme coins is, first of all, is the meme dead? Like that's what you're asking yourself. Is the meme dead? Like are people still laughing about it? Is there still hype around this meme? Which is, by the way, something that a bit concerns me about coins like Doge and Whiff and Popcat.
in
Because
regards to
if you look at Doge, like the dog of Doge is dead right now, unfortunately. And like the hype surrounding Doge was because of the meme, and now it's a dino meme, like
No,
it's
no.
Pepe.
Now the hype is about Elon Musk, bro.
yeah, I'm with
Yeah,
that.
now it's an hype of Elon Musk. That's what's holding the coin.
I
Nothing
think it's
but Elon is
I think
holding Doge.
I think it's that it is the Dino meme. I think that's part of it too. That it was the first meme coin, really, 2013. And then Elon is who took that, like Leo just said, to the next level. And Elon's market effect has severely dwindled. Like I remember when he first posted about Doge, and funny enough, Binance opened up 50x leverage 3 days before it. But uh, that I mean that was crazy. Like Doge, I think instantly did like 150%. He posts about it all the time now. It doesn't do anything, but yeah, I mean, I Doge is a good bet simply just because of the mind share. Like everyone knows Doge. Like if you think about meme coins and crypto, you talk to anyone who's not like actively trading in this space, they're gonna think of Doge, right? And then Shiba comes after
Yeah.
that. We'll see what happens this cycle, and if any of those top meme coins can be dethroned. Like I really do genuinely think Pudgy Pengu stands a chance at doing it. Like Pengu has, if you spend a day asking any of your chronically online friends,
Just there's
Yeah.
some background noise.
I hate that anytime someone calls me, I it cuts out. But we'll see. I think
Yeah.
Pengu stands a chance to do it. I've never seen that level of industry support with a token ever. Like if you were on Twitter leading up to the days of Pengu launch, never seen anything like it. Like the whole entire industry supported that launch. And I think like if you ask just
Wow.
like normies, like most people have seen these penguins. Like they have 36 billion views on Giphy. Yeah, it's not a small number, and they're really going all out. And the other thing is, you know, you never really know what the journey of a meme coin is. Pengu, you do. I got into arguments with people who were like, "Oh, this is their final play. This is how Luca and the team make their money." And I know for a literal fact it's not. I know how much they have in those team wallets, and I know what they're doing with them. And they're not selling it because this is the lead up to Abstract, the L2, and we have a partnership with them. I'm really excited about Abstract. So it's like Pengu. I know the team's not going to dump their tokens. Like maybe small amounts, maybe they'll OTC out minor amounts, but I have a lot of faith in them. And there hasn't. I'm not really a meme guy, so I only really buy things that have heavy liquidity and where it's not like a zero sum game. So I have some UFD, but not a lot. I have a lot of the Penguin coin.
How do you penguins? I opened the trade around like 0 point. I didn't buy it upon launch. I knew it was gonna fall. I bought the dip.
Yeah, I waited for 3 cents and then I entered.
Nice. Yeah, I bought a little early.
Yeah.
I just ended up DCing down. I kind of
I
forced my hand. I have more than I wanted to buy initially, but I'm kind of happy about it. So.
wait, my entry price was 0.0273.
I think
Wow, you cut the bottom.
No, the
my
bottom was
average.
Like I did it go lower? I missed that. Like it's not the it might dump more. I'm not calling bottoms,
it went to
but
22 cents.
Yeah,
oh
let's go.
oh okay
Well, guys, I
okay
see we've
yeah.
we've reached our hour on the pod. Is there anything else you guys want to run through?
Um, I had something in my mind, but it got lost. Like I forgot what I wanted to ask, but I had a good question.
I
So
saw
I'll
you
hold
post about
before.
Invo. Like, are we still doing that Invo thing or is it Involio?
Um, we're kind of debating. I mean, it's also kind of out of our control. Like I went down a rabbit hole recently of trying to find the owners of Invo.com so I could make an offer on the URL. I finally got in touch with them. And I think like from a
Nice.
branding point, like I love the name Involio. I just think a lot of people
Me
mispronounce it.
too.
And,
Like
we have
how
a lot.
Yeah.
like how can somebody mispronounce Involio?
Even people who invested in us were mispronouncing it. Like Q Banks and Anthony Williams invested in us, and he was saying it like Invalio, and people
Yeah.
misspell it. People misspell it all the time.
Info is way simple. Way
It's
way
just it's
simpler.
easier to find. Like it's I think having a 4 letter, 3 letter, 5 letter domain is really valuable. Um, it's
Yeah.
just easier to remember, and I'm not, we're not specifically committed to Invo yet, but going in that direction, yeah.
I think
Nice.
you guys should
Nice.
also
That
like
sounds good.
get a hold of the social media domains. Like post more on the social media part side. Like look at
Yes,
dropship.io
that I wanted to talk about that. Yeah.
and look at how
Like
they're
we
marketing
need
it.
more marketing. We need more marketing. Like I talked to a couple like friends like that I did not like that basically I told them about Involio and like all of them like Invo what? Like what is that? Like nobody even knew about this and like I was like I was oh boy am I about to blow your mind but the thing is like I think I don't know how exactly but we need to make more people know about this I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, that's our, in terms of marketing from our own accounts, like from Invo Instagram or Invo Twitter, that'll come. We're not, I don't want to touch Twitter until we have 1 million users. Like, I don't, here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, like, and here's why we haven't done more aggressive marketing. Involio has a learning curve to it right now. Like, if you come on and you're just the regular consumer, it's not really for you, right? In its current state, right? Like, you have
Yeah.
to You have to go set up your exchange. You have to kind of figure out all these third party rules. And it's kind of like a full time job. Like if you're going to use Involio right now, you kind of have to be on the app a couple hours a day, at least 20 minutes a day, whatever. And to really stay in tune with everything and like understand who's killing it and who isn't. And we've had bugs and until we like we're fixing them as fast as we can. But again, we have a small dev team and we're not really just ready for that kind of major influx at the current state. I think once live trading goes, I think will be really consumer friendly. I think it'll be legitimately the best onboarding process for crypto. I think it'll
Hmm.
be it's like very easy. I think your grandma will be able to figure it out and just connect a wallet. We'll have our own in-house wallet at a certain point. I mean, we'll get our million users after the live trading launch. I have I think I've said some names privately, but I got a killer list of YouTubers. I was talking to you guys. If you guys are into gaming, do you know who Clicks is?
No,
Oh,
No.
I don't think
oh.
he's that famous.
CLIA.
You know Ninja?
Yeah, he dethroned Ninja. He's the number one Fortnite streamer in the world.
Oh
Um,
wow.
No, yeah,
he's
I show
huge.
speed. I show speed would be better.
I mean, yeah, if I had $100 million to pay him.
Nah,
um, but yeah, I mean, like, well, I have friends who are around Kai and other groups, but I'm surprised you guys don't know who Clicks is. He's one of the largest top 50 streamers in the world for sure.
not the thing is, when Fortnite was at its peak, Ninja was the king of streaming for Fortnite, and now nobody watches like that kind of stuff. So like, even if there is a streamer out there who's like the best for Fortnite, not many people know him.
He still gets like 20,000 live viewers.
Not
Yeah.
20,000 is nothing compared to what Ninja used to get.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough. I mean,
Ninja
Ninja was
Ninja
getting
used
what,
to
like
have so
150,000?
much.
The most recorded is what, 750K?
Live viewers?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure it's 750K. I mean, anyway, I'm not, it's not like I'm obsessed with clicks or anything. But point being, just talking to as many large names as possible. I have some of the larger finance YouTubers in contract already. I think that'll get us our million users. And I kind of want to like,
You know,
building social is so difficult because, our community is our asset, right? And until we have a stronger community than Twitter, it's hard to go on like a heavy marketing stint. And I liked, the way the Baxter partnership formed was entirely organic. Like he knew who I was. He'd followed my trades on Telegram and Discord for years and wanted to review the product, and it was great. And I think it has to be that right now. Like I don't like the thought of paid users. Like I don't like the thought of unorganic content. And so all YouTubers we're working with, like, we're not going to those big crypto guys. We're not going to, KOLs and that whole stint just because it gives you like a fake user base. And working with
Hmm.
these YouTubers and scaling it from here, we've got 160,000 users now. And I think, that was just with Baxter and one other YouTuber. So I think, based on what we have lined up, like that'll probably be our million users in the next 6 to 8 months. And then from there, that's when the real marketing starts. Like we initially tried to go like top down and go to the bigger influencers first. Like I don't know if you guys remember Pentoshi from last cycle, but he was on our cap table. Q Banks is probably the largest Forex influencer. Did a brief partnership with him, and we're just like unhappy with the
Hmm.
results. If you guys were here before Baxter, you'd remember Q Banks, and it just was a very specific culture that came over. Like they were all kind of super fans of Q, and it just wasn't what we wanted. And so this kind of organic, I think without organic marketing like Baxter and other YouTubers, like LaFuerza would have never started, right? Like if it's
Hmm.
not organic, it's hard to go onto the platform and make friends. So I think we'll get our million users from the organic YouTube push, and then at that point we'll hit the ground running. I think if we have a million users, it'd be hard to not be interested in us as a product, as a user, a big user.
Yes.
Uh,
uh,
So
do, do you do you know Trader Main?
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's pretty big on Twitter as well. He
Yeah,
has his own prop firm as well. Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, prop firms are fucking horrible. I got no respect for anyone who owns a prop firm. That's why we cut our partnership with a couple people.
Hmm.
But total scam. But yeah, no, I mean we'll get the bigger guys at a certain point. Like I think it's just having that user base and the final form of Involio, I think be a better user experience for both creators and users than Twitter. I've been on crypto Twitter since crypto Twitter was even not wasn't even a thing yet. And it's been fun, but it's an overall dark space and guys like Mitch who are popular right now just posting about rugging their followers and as if it's a joke. I mean, we just want to have a play in kind of killing that. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow. So, anyways, I think it was this was a good podcast.
this was a nice chill podcast. I'm sorry for you guys and all the viewers that Jay couldn't jump on. I'm gonna make sure we get like 1,000 people in the Discord this coming week. I'll promote it this most of the week and get a good amount of people in there. So when we do the pod going forward, we
Let's
just it's
promote the
easier.
podcast as well. Like, come on, like post like twice this week, starting on Monday. Like we're having
Yeah.
a podcast
Okay.
with
Well,
Jay,
we'll
so
hype
please
it a bit
come.
more now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
there's other
also,
people.
you can actually watch this podcast if we're scalping like during the podcast like we did today. You can also go to the Discord and watch that with absolutely no delay. Like we're still gonna be streaming on YouTube, but we're on the VC in Discord, so so it just gonna be really nice in general.
Love it. Um, well, perfect, guys. I think we'll keep doing this every Saturday. I'm bummed today that it was kind of a chill one, but I had fun as always. Get people more hyped going into the next one, and I'm gonna try. I have a user in mind I want to bring on. Yutkabit. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but he's probably one of the best early stage investors I personally know. I'd love to have a conversation with him, and
Nice,
if Jay can make it next week, we'll get Jay on, and kind of keep just going around.
nice, nice.
Hmm.
We're patiently waiting for Jay. It's fine.
It's the second week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not having much luck, but appreciate you guys. Pleasure as always. Anything pops up, give me a
Yeah.
holler, and if not, I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Mm,
All
all right.
right. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye,
Talk
Bye.
soon,
everyone.
everyone.
See you next year.
And see you next year.
Bye.
Bye bye.